plan originally was to keep August fairly low-key, not do any readathons, and work mainly on my own backlist, and specifically for August, arcs and my NetGalley shelf. It hasn't quite worked out that way though. As well as all those August plans, the arcs, the backlist, the buddy reads, and just things I've been meaning to read for the past couple of months and haven't got to because I've had other readathons. I've also been asked to co-host a readathon by Mashou at Bookwood, and so that's definitely going to change my reading plans. Mashou's readathon looks incredible. It is based on 2 warring Celtic clans, and we are reading books to receive words that as a team we then build into a secret phrase in order to win the war. It's very much about cooperation, strategy and teamwork. And the announcement video she's put together is incredible. She has her kids out in the woods in costumes, playing out fight scenes for us, choreography, music production. It's just a genuinely amazing announcement video, and even if you don't want to take part in the readathon, I think you should go watch that. I'll link to it below. It does mean that since I'm, hosting a team, I feel like I should be putting in the effort with my own reading. So I'm gonna be focusing largely on books that fit the 20 prompts for that readathon. Between that and the fact I really want to focus on my arc goals this month, so much so that I have a new game coming out in August that is going to feature in 2 different vlogs, and it's going to help me really whittle down that NetGalley shelf. So watch out for a new TBR game if you're interested in these. But that means that for this game, for today, I really don't want the number to get too high. So on one hand, it is just luck, but also I'm gonna stack the odds in my favor, and we're gonna play with the full 20-sided dice and hope that we get a reasonable number of books. If you're interested in seeing the possibility pile I made for Mashou's readathon, I'm gonna link that in the description, and I'm gonna try as much as possible to overlap with that where the rules allow.
The updrafts will throw you forward, gliding with another dragon knocks you back. The tailspin in the middle can go forward or backwards, but it always adds a colour cover prompt to the TBR. Blue is a mood read, green is a prompt from the prompt card stack, purple is a personal goal, red is a reading challenge, some kind of readathon that is happening either month-long or year-long. The yellowy orange colour means we have to continue a series, and the black is for a reread. And this month I'm actually going to remember to use my C for series jar if I land on the continue a series prompt. I said that I would use this at the beginning of the year when I landed on those yellow circles, and I haven't. I've been too busy with getting other things onto the TBR lists, and this month I've decided I'm going to really stick to my guns. The first roll is a 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14. As I always do, the goal prompt for me is going to be knocking out one of my NetGalley arcs. And that fits perfectly for my August goals, as although I haven't decided yet if I'm going to be doing any of the arc August readathons, I definitely unofficially want to work on those this month. The purple spaces are my goal prompts, and for this round, like all my other rounds, my goal is going to be that NetGalley shelf. Or in this particular case, just arcs, because the book I'm going to choose is Where the Shadows Hide by Amy Clarkin. This is the only physical arc I still have. Everything else is digital, so this is the one that's on my bookshelf. I haven't been requesting physical arcs in a couple of years now, but occasionally some still get sent out. Again, I would just like to take this off because I find it easier to forget about physical ones because they're not there when you log in, if that makes sense. So Where the Shadows Hide is the 3rd book in the Paranormal Surveillance Ireland series, or I think their first book was called What Walks These Halls. It is a YA series following a young group of paranormal investigators, very kind of Ghostbusters vibes. The group have lots of backstory together. There's lots of representation there. We have
I think there was asexual, lesbian, bisexual, there's hard of hearing rep, there is lost parents rep, there's disrupted family rep. There's a lot going on, and these are really good YA paranormal, just creepy enough. The first two books did largely kind of take the character's own backstory and trauma and build the cases to tie in with those. This one, to me, sounds a little bit more like it's just going off and doing its own thing, so maybe a little bit less traumatic baggage. We are following our group when they are hired by the owners of a luxury cruise ship who want them to come aboard and investigate some inexplicable experiences.
Next roll is an 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're at the right end of the ladder at least, and the prompt that we are going to pick is a book that is over 2 years old.
For the book that is more than 2 years old, I'm going to put Paladin's Hope by T. Kingfisher. This is the third book in the Saints of Steel series. I've been rereading this series one book every other month with Faye and her Discord group at Books and Chocoholic. This is the third reread for me, and then the fourth book will be my first time reading it. All of my original reads, Paladin's Hope was my favourite. Yes, it was the one I stopped on, but it was my favourite of the three I'd read. Now, when I reread the previous two books, I enjoyed each of them much more than I enjoyed them the first time round, and I did enjoy them the first time round. So my expectations for Paladin's Hope are off the scale. From the books that I've picked already, and just things that are coming out and I really want to read, I'm having quite a T. Kingfisher intensive month. I want to reread Swordheart so that I can read Daggerbound as close to publication as humanly possible. It's my most anticipated book of the year. I'm very, very excited about it. So I will have 3 T. Kingfisher books on this TBR, however the rest of the rolls turn out.
For our third prompt, we have a 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Which gives us another green prompt and another at the right end of the ladder stop. Prompt this time is to read a horror or paranormal book.
For horror or paranormal, I'm going to stick to the letter of the prompt. This is a paranormal. It's maybe not exactly what I had in mind when I created the prompt, but technically it fits, and it gets a book that I already have to read onto the TBR. I'm going to put A Skeleton in the Family by Lee Perry here. This is the first book in the Family Skeleton Mystery series. It is a cozy mystery, and it's the August book club pick for the Cozy Mystery Book Club. So I want to take part in the book club. I don't take part every month, but I try to take part when the book sounds like something I would like, when it fits in with my kind of preferred cozy tropes. This one does sound a little bit unusual for a cozy, not just because our lead investigator is an actual skeleton, but the skeleton is going to be investigating his own murder, his own backstory that he doesn't remember, as well as hanging out with the family he just happens to live with. So it does sound like an unusual cozy, and maybe a little less cozy than usual, but it's not quite that horror vibe I was intending, but I think it works. And like I say, I'm trying to be generous to myself with these rolls.
Our fourth roll gives us another 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And our third prompt card. So this time we are getting Read a Middle Grade. Now that one might be a bit more of a challenge.
I don't have a huge amount of middle grades to choose from, and I don't read middle grade a lot, so I really don't want to add anything to my TBR to go out and find things that are middle grade, because who knows when I'll get to them. So I'm gonna pick Cattywampus by Ash Van Otterloo here. This is one I only found because of Wren at the Reading Wren's Pride Bingo challenge. The prompt was for an intersex protagonist, and this is the book that I found. So it'll tick off that over for Wren's challenge, and it'll tick off a middle grade here. And this is about two girls from rival witch families who accidentally unleash a curse on their small town. They resurrect all of the angry family members and ancestors who then rage zombie-like destruction through the town. I think it sounds like it would be really fun. Maybe a little bit more in that Halloween territory, but I'd like to give it a try.
Our next roll is another 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have avoided one of the slides entirely, and we have yet another green prompt card. And this one is to read something sitting in my Everand bookmarks. That'll be one of my audiobooks for the month, and I have plenty of genre choices to pick from there.
For a book from my Everand bookmarks, I've picked one that I've actually already spent the credit on, and this is The Tower of the Tyrant by J.T. Greathouse. This was mentioned by B at Just Be Weird. I haven't really heard anyone else talk about it, but it is a fantasy mystery, which is my preferred genre. And it's about a sorceress who goes to a kingdom to investigate the mysterious death of their king. It sounds like a really good investigative fantasy, and I'm really looking forward to it. Also, it gives me an audiobook for the month, which I think I'll need. I think I have too many eyeball books, so this is hopefully going to help me out at least a little.
Now, potentially this could be our last roll. So we have a 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 takes us to the end of the board. So that's a really nice number, and I'm happy that that'll work in with my other reading plans this month. Just a tiny bit disappointed that my series cup didn't get used.
The rolls worked out quite well. Yes, I went with the larger number on the dice, but I also didn't hit anything that could have led to disaster, and we've managed quite a nice tight TBR. There are some overlaps, but I have nearly 20 books that are on my TBR purely for Mashou's Readathon. I would like to be getting to more arcs. I have that second TBR game that I'm going to be playing throughout August planned. So there is a lot happening. I also think Amanda and Clint might be running their Fiction Falls Readathon. Breathe. So there's a lot going on, but I am happy with all the books I've picked. And they're all things I'm excited about. There's nothing here that I feel I'm putting on just because I have to. So hopefully I'm going to get to them all, and even if I don't, the ones I do get to, it's going to be a really good reading month. Let me know if there's any one in particular that catches your eye. Let me know what you plan on reading this month. Let me know what you're most excited about. And if you absolutely just don't have anything else you want to say, then leave me some kind of dice or game related emoji. Thank you for watching. I really hope we're going to have a great time in August. Please check out those other creators. I've linked them all in the description, and I hope I'm going to see you in the next video. Goodbye.